Life is hard. It comes at you fast, doesn't it? So is being an entrepreneur. You see people with the cars, the boats, the homes, and the travel. What you don't see is how many times they've failed, how hard they work, and how often they bust their butts. This is the Get Real Podcast. Get Real Podcast. We have a lot going on. We talk about life, mental health, business, ups and downs. And we have on some of the most exclusive entrepreneurs in the business world. People that have done it. No BS. No pump you up mentality. Just keeping it real and raw. Let's do this. This is Get Real. And this is your host, Mark Lyford.
Welcome to this Get Real podcast. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. This is an audio version. If you're watching it on YouTube, you're just going to be seeing nothing. But thank you for listening or watching anyway. First things first, I've got some really great Get Real full interviews coming out with other people. I'm interviewing some guests I've got lined up. Those interviews are happening over the course of the coming weeks. So be sure to subscribe to the podcast and you will get information as soon as those podcasts come out with some really great guests coming up. Today I want to talk about taking the power of taking time out. As some of you may or may not know, one of my passions is pigeons, racing pigeons in particular, but all kinds of pigeons. And last weekend I was really pleased and lucky to go down to Algarve in Portugal for a big pigeon race. This pigeon race pays out 1.1 million euros in prize money over the weekend. I went with my son, who's also into pigeons, and it was a really nice time. We went on the Thursday, we came back on the Sunday evening, so it was only a short trip, 4 days, 3 nights. But first time I've been on a plane for 4 years, which I'm used to going on planes a lot and traveling a lot, so it was really nice to be able to get traveling again. And what was even more nice was to be able to spend time with my son. 28 degrees, not a cloud in the sky, sunshine all the way. Certainly Portugal's a place I'm going to be looking at some point, if we can get moved down there at some point, because I love it. But yeah, it was 4 days of just being a bit more relaxed. Yes, I had my laptop with me. Yes, I did an interview for my Pigeon World podcast that I run as well. But it was, apart from that, which was enjoyable anyway, it wasn't work really. It was just nice to be able to take time out. And taking time out was much needed. It certainly, when I come back, it gave me a renewed sense of focus and clarity. It gave me time to think. And I think it's very powerful. Sometimes we can just sit in our offices, working away, doing whatever we're working on. And sometimes you can kind of get caught up in doing that. I've talked to you before, if you've listened to previous podcasts, on a daily basis, I take time out walking my dogs, but this was 4 days taking time out. As soon as I'd got to where we got all the travel stuff out the way, I relaxed. I could feel myself relaxing, and I could then start thinking, and it was more clarity. And that power of taking time out is something we all should do more of. It's very hard if you're an entrepreneur or business owner to just always constantly be working, doing, thinking, working, doing. We get into that trap, that circle. But taking that time out, or it doesn't have to be getting on a plane to do so. It could be having a day off, going out in the open countryside, wherever you are, or whatever it might be, in the open fresh air. That time definitely helped me. It gave me it re-energized me. It gave me more clarity on where I'm going forward. I've said before, my day, normally my working days, or in fact non-working days, are still to a degree governed by to-do lists. What have I got to get done today? What's got to be done this week? And it was nice not to really have that for a few days. It was a nice break from not having to do that. I came back with some notes, I came back with some thoughts, and I've definitely felt re-energized since coming back. And I think you need to look at that. Like I say, you don't need to get on a plane, you don't need to go and necessarily go away for days on end, but taking that time to re-energize, it gives you clarity about moving forward with whatever it is you're doing. This is a very short Get Real podcast. Like I say, we've got some really good full-length podcasts coming out soon. But in the meantime, thank you for listening or thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you can get up-to-date information as soon as new podcasts come out. And I will catch you very soon.
You've been listening to the Get Real podcast with Mark Lyford. Being an entrepreneur isn't all glitz and glamour. Entrepreneurs are some of the most hard-working people in the world. And within entrepreneurship, there's life, mental health, business, ups and downs. And that's why we exist. Our passion is to talk about all of it with no BS. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Make sure to like, rate, and review. Find Mark on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube at Mark Lyford. And be sure to hit the website, realeNtrepreneur.com. From there, get his book. You won't be disappointed. See you next time on Get Real.